Hi guys, my name is Tina Golick and I'm a rad mom. If you don't know what that means, it means that I am the parent of a child with reactive attachment disorder. She, as most kids with rad, have other diagnoses as well. They kind of overlap each other. And my daughter, who is 16, my stepdaughter, also is bipolar and has ADHD. She also has a small spina bifida and a covert narcissist. Extremely passive aggressive. So I moved here when she was 8. Let me just start from there. Birth mother did prescription drugs that we know of while she was pregnant with her. And living with rad has been unbelievably crazy. Even my kids' my biological children's friends, still to this day call me mom and come and visit me. So I knew that it wasn't right. It was like, this is like the first kid ever who doesn't like me. And I thought that it was me, but it wasn't me. It was her. I just have a couple of things here that I want to talk about. They're constantly looking for proof of your devotion and love to them. You will never fulfill it, no matter what you do. Something that I have learned about rad kids in general, and this could go for a narcissist as well, they are like a black hole. Empathetic person, a nurturing parent, it just comes natural to you to want to put in as much love and devotion and care into your children as you possibly can. The difference with a rad kid versus a normal child is a rad kid is like a black hole. It doesn't matter how much you put into it, it's never full. It's never enough. It's never good enough. And they'll just keep taking. They want you to keep giving, and it will drain you. It will actually drain your energy, drain your enthusiasm for life, drain your joy. You name it, it's given to them. Now, a normal child would take those things and grow to be a good parent to themselves and have these good traits. They will learn these good traits. A rad kid is not necessarily going to learn these traits for becoming a good parent themselves or to become a productive person in society. They will take these as temporary proof of your devotion and, honestly, their power over you and their control over you. They want to see how much you're going to take, how much bad things that they can do to you, and you're going to forgive them and give in and take them back, and or however you want to phrase that. The more that they do, and the more you keep giving, pouring in that love to them, no matter how bad they are, no matter what things they do, they may kill your pets. They may turn you into CPS with false allegations. They may accuse your family members of molesting them or physically abusing them. These examples I have given you, I have experienced, because these are things that have came up in our therapy sessions and things that happen here in this house. How bad can someone be and still have your forgiveness and your devotion and all of your attention and all of your energy? That's only temporary proof of your truthfulness that you love them. Because 5 minutes from now, you're gonna have to start all over. That's the thing, it is crazy. And the more you try to rationalize it and make sense of it, the crazier you're going to feel, because there is no category of making sense of this. It doesn't make sense, and it's never going to make sense. So as soon as you learn how to set that aside and just realize that does not make sense, that's going to save some of that energy, because that you're putting energy into trying to figure that out, and it's not going to be figured out. It can't be. They want you to do all the thinking for them. This is something that her and I have talked about. I have an example. I always have examples or analogies, so just to know me a little better. 12 years old, I remember her grandpa coming to pick her up, and she was going to go spend the day with him at his house. And I had had a talk with her beforehand, which I would have with any of my kids, and said, you know, I expect you to be on your best behavior. I expect you to be helpful to Grandpa and to pick up after yourself. If you have lunch, make sure you do the dishes. At 12 years old, you're old enough to do the dishes. That way Grandpa doesn't have to do it, and he can say, you know, wow, how helpful you are, and how polite, and what great manners you have. And you know, these are things that moms would naturally want to teach their daughters. And she agreed, yes, oh, of course, no problem, you know. And I had asked, when he brought her back, I had asked, were you helpful today? And she immediately looked at him with, you know, those big little 4-year-old eyes. And he answered for her. She has to answer for herself. She wants someone else to do the answering for her. She wants someone else to do the thinking for her, because that's all work. That's all energy. And she doesn't want to exert that energy into even answering for herself. So they like to make you think you're the bad guy. And they like to make other people think you're the bad guy. And in my situation, she's my stepdaughter. So being a stepmom, I've already got the stereotype, you know, evil stepmom, right? She went with that. And the more good I did, the nicer I was. She didn't like that. And I know that sounds weird because kids like when you buy them something or treat them special or spend extra time with them, or you know, whatever it is. Those things made her angry, and that's how reactive attachment disorder is. Love actually causes fight or flight in them. It causes fear. So the more love and nurturing that I showed her, the more she hated me and wanted to get even with me by making up stories to other people about how evil of a stepmom I am. And there's people still to this day in this town that I live in that will not speak to me and think that I'm the evil stepmom. There's nothing I can do about that. It used to really bother me. And I've had days where I couldn't even get out of bed. I could not hold a conversation. I was extremely emotional. If somebody even asked me, how are you doing? I'd break down and cry. Just extremely emotional. I could not believe that there was a child on this planet like this. And that sounds so crazy because I had never met a child with, I never even heard of reactive attachment disorder. Wait. I take that back. In the 80s, there was a movie called Child of Rage, and I remember watching it. And the funny thing about it was, I was actually going to school. I was in middle school at that time, and I was going to school with my husband, her dad. I remember watching that movie and thinking, that kid is crazy. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I think I'm going to attach the link to that movie in the description box below, just so you guys can see. Another video that really describes RAD better than any description that I've found. So I'm going to attach that link below too, just for those of you who maybe have stumbled across this channel and don't know what RAD is. They have no devotion to you. They are not more devoted to someone else. It's not just you. They might want you to think it's just you, but it's not. They do not feel connected or love for anyone. So if they feel connected to you, it's because you are feeding their need supply in some way. It's not because of love. They blame their behavior on their painful childhood. I've noticed my daughter does this, more so this last year. She will blame her behaviors on her diagnosis, and that's unacceptable. I had a painful childhood. I think all of us have in some way. I'm not rad, and I'm not a narcissist. Not everyone turns out rad or a narcissist because of a childhood. That's an excuse. That's literally just an excuse because it's a choice. We make choices. Their true person is seen in their actions, not their words, especially with a covert narcissist. Now, covert means undercover, deceptive, unseen, secret. So their words don't match their actions. And I remember saying that to my daughter even when she was little. Your words do not match your actions. And that's passive aggressive. That's a whole nother video. I've watched videos here on YouTube talking about passive aggressive, and it's like some people think sarcasm is passive aggressive, and it's not. Passive aggressive is you don't see it. They're smiling at you and acting like everything's fine, and the next thing you know, they broke something of yours and called it an accident. They're being nice and doing a very good job at acting like everything is okay, and it's not. They're really mad at you, and they will find a way to get even to where they're the only one who knows that they got even. That is covert or passive aggressive. Some of the videos that I've watched on here are talking about people just being extremely sarcastic, and that's not passive aggressive. And was your grandmother's? I will be very careful with it. And they're really mad at you, and they're smiling at you and being very careful with that pen that was your grandmother's. And then the next thing you know, they break it on purpose and pretend like it was an accident. They know, and that they feel better because they've gotten even with you. And all the while you're in confusion wondering, wait a minute, was that on purpose? What did I do? Why are they mad at me? You don't even know, because they're so not into that confrontation of being real with their feelings. You don't even know what you did, and they don't care to explain it to you. They just feel better because they got even already. They broke something that was special to you and only to you. You're the only one that it hurt, and that's who they wanted to hurt. So that is passive aggressive. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope to see a lot of your comments, your input. Any suggestions for this channel would be absolutely welcome, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.